All right, my lovers, it's MJ from All to Love and All to Love TV. Happy to be here with you guys. We're just going to do a quick little reading. Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing some of you guys at Spring Classic this weekend. So we've got the yoga on in the Cove Wellness area on the Saturday. I think it's 10:30, and then there's a main stage yoga sesh on the Sunday. So really looking forward to it. Thanks to everybody putting it on, getting it ready. It's going to be exciting. I'm just excited, obviously. It's a first festival in like 3 years. Holy. Okay, so divine guidance and loving clarity for my lovers of the Most High. Eternal power. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Some of you guys are walking away from a situation. Maybe getting a message. So there's a King of Swords and a Page of Swords. This could be somebody you have a child with that you're walking away from. Yeah, for some of you, it's like you're making a move. You might be moving house or towns or states or something like this. Some of you, it's like this energy of being done. So the nine of Wands in the reverse right here is making me feel like it's almost maybe like you've been protective, that you've been in a bit of a kind of like yeah, survival mode, like always having to protect yourself, like a wounded warrior vibratory a little bit, right? Like working really hard to build up your finances, working really hard to keep everything together. And something might be kind of phasing out as far as it's almost like maybe if you've been working a corporate job, you're going to sack it off and go travel. Some of you are moving house. Some of you might be getting like a camper van to go travel in. This is justice for you. For some of you, it is like, sometimes the Eight of Cups does feel like quite a sad card to me. So I'm sad it's sad for you that you're walking away from a situation. But there's almost like an energy of a child within it, or getting a message that's annoying from this King of Swords where you're like, I'm done, I'm going to walk away. So there's a success card there. That's an interesting. So the success is in you really claiming your own justice, right? And having that balance, reclaiming the balance of your own life as an individual creator. Some of you might be relying on some different senses here as well. Yeah, and there is like a progression. Because the Eight of Wands is making me feel like you could have like a quite sharp and sudden bolt of inspiration. There could be messages coming in. There could be messages rising up from within you, like coming in through, you know, your higher mind or whatever. And some of you guys might be getting a bit of a boost in your career. I would say if some of you are kind of struggling in the love horizon, do not worry. There's an offer coming in. I could get clarity on that. So so yeah, there is probably some sort of awesome union coming in here. This is something co-creative. So this is, you might be feeling pretty shits, if I'm honest about, because it's the Four of Cups is sort of a forlorn energy. Ugh. It's like having 3 failed relationships, or just like, yeah, things that didn't work out. And you're like, why did it work out? You're like, don't worry, because that's not for you. This one coming in is for you. And this is something co-creative. This is something pretty profound. Because I think both of you have risen your power. I think you're coming into this stage of your own self-expression and your own self. That you're very, yeah, you're in your power. You're ready to take charge of your life. Some of you might be buying a house, or like making one of those like status shifts where you're like Holly Shazamming. And this is justice for you. This is going to bring a lot of success. I'm going to get, what did I want clarity? 4 of Cups, and then I'm going to get clarity on that King of Swords. I think you might be just a bit exhausted right now. So I'm getting a bit of a... So with regards to this King of Swords energy, if this is somebody you're dealing with, more than likely is for this reading, I would say, it would look like injustice, you're walking away. But they're not in the reverse. So they're not lying. They're not... Honestly, it feels like they're building up their reserves, like they're building up their money, because the butterfly, this 8 of Swords looks like this. So it's a sort of precarious position, but yeah, they're in a cocoon, right? They're ready to close down and transform themselves, but there's a lot of distraction, thought distraction. 8 of Swords in traditional tarot is like the blindfold, like being in the prison of our own mind. And I feel like they're in the upright. There could be some really shitty communication going on, because part of me is thinking that like whatever the message is and you being sad and walking away, it's not in like Mercury's retrograde or whatever. I feel like you might be misinterpreting the message. Yeah, because the Father of Cups is down here. I feel like this King of Swords is sort of trying to solidify their life or something, and trying to break free from old illusions or old, and like stay strong and be strong, and then be the speaker of the stones and stuff. And I just, yeah. However, again, you are walking away and there's more stuff, there's other things coming in. So I would say just take some respite, you know, like take some time to rest. I'm suddenly feeling like a real heaviness. Like I think for some of you, you genuinely feel like this is an overdone story with the King of Swords. Which of course, you know, we're allowed. We're always allowed to go our own way. There's another suitor, there's another potential coming in, right? And that King of Swords is not making any offer either. Like they're just focusing on themselves as well. So that's another truth of like, you're allowed to walk away and find somebody who has something to offer. So Shazam. Of course, you know, when I say that, because I've had people say things to me about that, just being a woman in the world, like, as in it goes both ways, right? Like that's part of reciprocity and balance, is that like both people show up and both people put effort in and both people da-da-da. And that's why, especially like a little later on in life, why communication, it's always important, but I'm finding increasingly now that communication's imperative, because there's so much energy, you know, there's so much differences and awarenesses from, you know, even 10, 20 years ago. So the way that we're relating to one another is different. And I'm certainly in my own reality finding the communication, if the communication is just not there or not like clear and repeatedly unclear, it like, again, we can't do that inner work for other people. So if people are just chaotic, that's where they're at, and that's okay, but it doesn't mean we have to continue to be in that chaos, right? Which can sometimes be sad on the heart center level, but I'm also more aware of the fact that like we're often is the case, like just being in certain people's energy fields, like if there's a lot of pain, if there's, you know, a lot of chaos or hidden stuff, like highly sensitive people can often like just pick up on those energies. So increasingly I'm aware, like if you are sensitive, and that just means if you're healing lots of trauma, and like, you know, be mindful of how you feel when you go to different environments. Like I have an environment where like, even as I'm driving toward it, I start to get anxious. You know, I start to have anxiety, and I'm reflecting like, what is that? Like, why is that? Like, I think I want to go, but my body is saying no. My body is saying like, and the heart healing is the fact that often is the case is that our heart gets pulled through wounding sometimes. It's a very kind of weird, you know, shape-shifty thing, but Hala Shazam, you know. Have a nice day, you guys. Peace out.